Hi, welcome to Celebrating Culture. We're coming to you from the Mardi Gras fountain in New Orleans, which has been up here for decades. It showcases the markers of about 60 crews. In front of me are the markers for Tux and Bacchus. In this episode, we're going to showcase Tux, Bacchus, and the crew of Rex, which is the king of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras got started in 1699 when Bienville stopped in Buras, Louisiana, and realized it was Mardi Gras Day. Mardi Gras Day is the day we typically gorge ourselves with a lot of food because on Wednesday we start Lent, and for 40 days we fast before Easter. Today, Mardi Gras means building community. People come together on St. Charles Avenue and barbecue with the longest tailgate you can imagine. Also, the crews, they're involved in social philanthropy and numerous causes. It really encourages the community to get together and realize where we can contribute to make New Orleans better. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here today with Clark Brennan, the captain of the crew of Bacchus. Clark, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you so much.
Bacchus is like, your grandfather started in 1949.
Sure.
Your dad takes it over, but now you've taken it to a level that's incredible.
Well, technology helps, but I had great shoes to fill, and I did not want to let down my father as a captain, and now I've been captain now for the past several years. We have a great team that works for Bacchus. No one person can do this alone, and we put on a great show.
I'm sure both your dad and your grandfather would be proud to see where it is today.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
The family events, the Christmas party, the open house, you just see the kids, the clowns.
I really focused on that to bring more family involvement. It is still a private membership, it's just a bunch of guys. But now we understand that if you don't take care of the next generation, then what do they have to look forward to? We had today a family with 5 generations.
5?
Yes, and that's what just brings joy to me, is to see our members and their families having a great day.
People do start out at 8 years old being a page, it seems.
When they get born, they usually call the office and say, put my son down for 2020, 2019, whatever it might be. So we range anywhere from 15 to 16 pages a year.
And one of the other pieces of Bacchus is the kings. So when
Absolutely.
you're page in Bacchus,
Yes.
you're page to somebody.
Everybody says, well, what year were you? You know, you were a page. Who was your king? I had a great year. Bob Hope was my king, which was a great honor. In fact, by a month before he passed away, they were burning trash on him. I was able to talk to him and go in the Bacchus room and look around, and everything was great.
Recently, we had Drew Brings was a king.
Yeah, and those children will never forget that. For the child who becomes a page, they'll never forget that.
Then the saints.
My brother Owen came to me one day and said, man, this is the 50th anniversary of the Saints. I don't know too many people have spent millions of dollars to honor the Saints, but we did. And I think the city embraced it. They loved it because of the sensations and the fans down here.
Well, a lot of my friends were dressed up as the Sensations.
Oh, yeah.
That was hysterical.
We had the real Sensations on one float,
Yeah.
and then them.
Yes.
What a difference. We have a great relationship with the Saints. The Saints are 50, we're 50. We've had great kings through the years, and you look at how lucky we were to make sure that we could get that caliber of king to come, and ultimately to put the light on New Orleans and our state.
Anthony Mackie.
Oh, and his kids, his kids came and rode that year as well.
At Chapatoulas and Napoleon, that is a big scene.
Well, he's a local boy. We love Anthony, and now he rides on my float, the officers' float, every year.
We're here today at Children's Hospital, and I'm with John Nickens, who's the CEO of the hospital. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charles. Real pleasure to be here.
So this is phenomenal. The hospital's got a lot of new growth going on.
We do. It's an exciting time. I would say maybe the best time to be at Children's Hospital New Orleans. This is one of those times when we're going to be on the map nationally. Not a lot of people are putting $300 million
That's a big number.
into a children's hospital. And this community has supported Children's Hospital for decades. I feel very privileged to be here and be a part of it.
You see a lot of children every year, but what are the numbers we're looking at here?
On any given day, we're seeing between 12 and 1,500 children in all of our locations.
The entrance has changed.
Is that spectacular? It's a sneak peek into what the rest of the hospital is going to look like. I mean, that is cutting edge.
When Bacchus shows up, that's where he comes in now.
That is it. And wow, you have a crew like Bacchus that is so generous to come in and crown their king, allow one of our patients the privilege to crown their king. Oh my gosh, you talk about make their day, make their life. a memory forever. This is a big deal for us. There's a lot of anticipation, and it's always some super celebrity that spends their time here and makes those kids feel so special. When we're done with the crowning, we do a second line through the halls of Children's Hospital. We start out in Lower Cella Pavilion and work our way through. You know, this is what's spectacular about the generosity of the Mardi Gras cruise, the impact it has for kids. I mean, kids are resilient. And many times normalcy, the ability for them to just play, is therapeutic. And to light up their day, that moment, to give them a time when they're not thinking about their illness, they're enjoying and participating with someone else about something they love and have grown up in this community, Mardi Gras.
There is a part of Mardi Gras that we don't know about.
Yes, it's a sweet side, and I don't think nationally it's understood, maybe not even locally, but it is a sweetness and a generosity that I think captures the New Orleans spirit and community and culture.
I'm here with Mike and Dave, learning a little bit more about Bacchus. And there's so much history at Bacchus, over 50 years old. Tell me the alligator float.
Well, the alligator float was my uncle Augie Perez's idea, and the story is he was at the airport and he was watching the luggage cars take the luggage from the plane to the building, and he noticed that the luggage cars all kind of followed each other, and he thought, why couldn't I build a float that would be multi-sectional and would do the same thing? And that was the idea that became the Bacchus. You couldn't do multi-sectional floats without that design idea.
The Saturday before Bacchus, the riders come down to the float and they put all their throws on here because Bacchus has a great reputation for throwing exorbitant throws for the last 50 years.
We try to be innovative. We try to get more light-up throws. We did some Super Bowl rings. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
So we have light-up Bacchus Super Bowl rings.
So Bacchus sets the standard really for throws.
That's our goal, and hopefully we achieve it every year.
Family decides to reinvent Mardi Gras, so to speak.
Right.
I mean, and we think about how different it is today from where it was in
Well, the
68.
biggest thing today that you see is that what my father and the rest of his friends did was truly open up Mardi Gras to more people. You had several parades back then, did a great job. Bacchus comes along, makes it bigger. Some say not better, vice versa, but we were different.
Right.
And so we didn't want to change anything. We just wanted a different opportunity for everyone to be able to experience Mardi Gras and to experience the party afterwards, the rendezvous. We don't have a ball, we have a rendezvous, which is a party, it's a blowout. That was a great thing my dad did, was that we're gonna bring this parade through the party. You know, most balls were prim and proper, but nobody thought about bringing floats into the party.
That is such
And
a highlight.
I mean, that's just a huge, huge deal. And the rendezvous sells out every year.
The barricades aligned with all these formal gowns. Now this theme is an awesome theme with the movies of Louisiana because it promotes pride.
That's what Bacchus has always been about, to promote the state and the city of New Orleans.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more of Celebrating Culture. Hi, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Celebrating Culture. On News has interviewed hundreds of people and produced dozens of episodes for local broadcasting of awesome people doing great things to inspire us all. If you'd like to watch a specific interview, please visit our YouTube channel and subscribe. Hi there, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here today in the Tux Den. I'm with Lloyd Fritzhertz. Lloyd, you go back to 1969.
The crew of Tux goes back to 1969. I go back a lot further than that. But yeah, Tux goes back in 69 when we first started with the help of Moon Landrew, who was a councilman at large at the time. And our first parade had hundreds of flambeaux, which were really just railroad flares that were burning the people carrying them the whole way. Boats on trailers, trucks. We've gone a long way since then in 51 years.
This is a beautiful den you got now.
We have a den that's got 100,000 square feet of land, 52,000 square feet of den. We have a meeting room. We own about 60-something floats.
How many members?
We have 1,825 members. I never, as an 18-year-old sophomore at Loyola, I never envisioned this, but it happened.
That Saturday afternoon of Mardi Gras, you guys create a community atmosphere down St. Charles.
We believe we do. It's always beautiful weather because God loves Tux.
Absolutely, he does.
We've only been rained out once in 51 years.
You got some specialty throws. The brush, I think, is a Tux item.
Since 2009, we have been decorating toilet brushes. Tux has a little pot of humor. Our king has a plunger, a decorated plunger, and our queen has a decorated scepter.
These brushes now, you have Magnolia School making them for you?
Yeah, we partnered with Magnolia Special School for challenged adults, and they, since the last 7 years, they started off with making about 5,000 decorated brushes to about 10,000. They work on it year round, and we actually pay the clients of Magnolia School who decorate the brush. We pay them for their work, and each one of them that decorates a brush, they kind of make it their own little special work of art. Every other year they ride in our parade, and no matter who you are, you need love. And we give it to them.
That is beautiful, and that is a part of what Mardi Gras is.
Yeah.
People see from the tourist, they just see what's in the news that day, but it's really a year-long event of 16 to 1,800 members, figuring out how we're going to be part of this community.
And we do other community events. We had our umbrella walk in Gumbo Gras, and we raised $13,000 for ALS, and we do other charitable things throughout the year. We're not alone. A lot of Mardi Gras parades do this.
I'm with Billy Eckert, the King of Tux for 2019. Billy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So what does it feel like to be the king?
It's amazing. I've had the best time so far.
The ramp-up week, I mean, you guys are nonstop, it seems, with events.
Oh, it's crazy. We've got TV interviews, we've got luncheons. We're here today at the Den for the distribution party.
Get to toast the mayor?
Yeah, I have a couple things in mind that I don't know if I'll be arrested afterwards or not, but I'm hoping it'll be memorable for at least some of the people.
We bequeath the streets of the city of New Orleans to you this afternoon. May you have a glorious reign and an awesome ride. The weather could not be more magnificent. Hail Tux!
Tux, obviously, it's all in good fun, but Tux does have a reputation for pushing the envelope a little bit. You have a thing called blue balls.
The Tux blue balls,
Yeah.
right? And they're just balls that are blue. And that's the beauty of Tux. We are the opposite of a lot of the more traditional Mardi Gras organizations. We're here for fun. It's an all-inclusive organization. The theme this year is Tux Gets Sick. Queen Karen created an ambulance that has our crest on it.
I'm here at the Tux Den with the Queen of Tux for 2019, Queen Karen Riebold. Karen,
Hi,
welcome to
girl.
the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
You seem like you're having a great time being queen.
It's been a great time. I've been watching parades since I was a little tiny kid. I grew up on the West Bank, and to be the Queen of Tux is just like something I'd never imagined would actually ever happen.
You added a lot of philanthropy in the recent years.
We've done a lot of things, and we continue to add to that. We have the ALS walk that we've participated in for the last couple of years. We had a gumbo cook-off we added this year where we had teams competing for those prizes. We had special umbrellas for ALS. Everyone who signed up got an umbrella to, remember the event and to help make the second line a true second line.
My name is Ellie Platt, and I am one of the co-chairs of the Umbrella Walk in Gumbo Gras. This is our second annual event, and I think it was a huge success. We started the Tux Charitable Foundation this year because we want to give back to our community, and we want to help organizations that affect our riders or that mean the most to them.
So has Mardi Gras changed now over the years where it's, besides the fun that we have on the parades, it's about doing stuff all year?
It's about all year and giving back to our community and sharing the good things that we do inside the cruise with everybody else outside in our city and our community. Yes.
And how do you feel the tourists are responding? I mean, with all the new throws
They
and
love
the
it.
creativity.
We keep growing. I mean, Tux has gone from a crew that started in pickup trucks and boats to having almost 1,900 members this year and almost 40 floats.
Any from out of town?
Tons from out of town. We have people that ride from all over the country.
So if you wanted to ride in Tux, how would someone do that from out of town?
We are accepting of everyone. All you have to do is go to thecrewoftux.com. You can sign up to be a member, and that's about all it takes. Our news spent 5 years touring Louisiana. We've interviewed countless numbers of people. The people that make it happen, that put on Mardi Gras, the chefs, the artists, the backbone of Louisiana. We've taken those interviews and made a show called Celebrating Culture. But we've also taken those interviews and put them in a tour app
New Orleans Insider Tours. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode. Once you have the app downloaded, you'll have access to putting together the best game plan to experience in Louisiana. You can start with Little Palermo, which is 50 points of interest on the Italian community, and then go to Statue Stories and Spirits, over 150 stops in the French Quarter and CBD. Where to dine in New Orleans, what rooftop bars give you the best view, how to see the Gulf of Mexico from the coastal towns, driving up to the Bonnie and Clyde Museum near Shreveport, or up to Vicksburg. New Orleans and Louisiana are must-see for everyone, and there's so much to see. So we hope you enjoy it, and as we say here, let the good times roll. Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here at the School of Design, which some people know as the Rex organization, and with James Reese III. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
So tell me the history of Rex and the School of Design. Why is there two names?
Rex was founded in 1872, a time post-Civil War in New Orleans when most of the citizens were still kind of reeling from the effects of the war during the Reconstruction era and still celebrating Carnival, but in a really disjointed and kind of unconnected way. The celebration back then was known as a fairly raucous celebration. Some businessmen at the time really wanted to bring some order and discipline to the celebration, but make it something that would attract visitors and help maybe even spur some life into the economy post-Civil War. These were gentlemen who were of all different walks of life in business and civic and philanthropic areas of culture. Many were involved in education, many were lovers of art, and so they thought that by focusing on those two areas, art and education, that they could really bring something special to the city that everyone could really coalesce around and be behind and really enjoy and have fun with. And so they chose the name the School of Design as the incorporated name. Rex was chosen to refer to the king. Rex in Latin means king, and the gentleman that they would choose each year to serve as Rex would be one of the gentlemen in the organization who represented the ideal qualities that they wanted to showcase: civic, philanthropic, and business leadership, and a dedication to making New Orleans a better place for everybody. It is one of the highest civic honors that a resident of New Orleans can have in any capacity, certainly during Carnival season.
You know, the themes, Rex themes are actually educational, so when you think of the School of Design, there's a lot for schools that goes on with Rex.
The themes are chosen from historical and mythological context with a real focus on an in-depth artistic product that makes people think and maybe have to pick up a book and read about where these themes came from. Last year is a great example. 2020, our theme was omens and auguries, dreams and portends of things to come, future notions and nightmares. So Chinese bats and other mythological Edgar Allan Poe floats.
Ladybugs.
The ladybugs were all on display last year, all designed by the Royal Artist, who's a float builder here in town. 8 of our floats, the theme never changes. We refer to them as the iconic floats, and they stay the same every year. Obviously, the King's float is your main iconic float, but the Gras, which is a long-standing symbol of Carnival and Carnival celebrations going back thousands of years. The Jester, the Calliope, these never change.
And in line with that, you have unique things now that you started a few years ago with the throws?
We have. The leader of the Rex organization 5 or 6 years ago, a gentleman named Christy Brown, who was Rex himself in 2015, came up with a great idea, which was to match each individual themed float with its own bead. And it's really become a collector's item. People are chasing down each individual float to get one bead from each of the 20 individual floats. 20 of our 28 floats change with the theme every single year.
Now there was one throw, the doubloon. And that goes back to 1960?
It does. The captain at the time, Darwin Finner, wanted to come up with an idea that would help not only make Rex unique, but something that would get the crowd re-energized. The idea of a coin, which still is around today in military circles, the challenge coin, if you will, was something that was very unique to him and really became a centerpiece of our throws.
So Mardi Gras Day is a phenomenal day of community in New Orleans. People are barbecuing for miles along St. Charles Avenue and sharing their barbecue. We stopped to talk to Dickie Brennan about that experience of being a riding lieutenant in Mardi Gras. Dickie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
On Mardi Gras Day, when Rex is rolling, the barbecue competition. So as the parade's gone by, there are families that are 3-4 generations of families.
It's an all-day picnic. It's a celebration. It's a day for us to turn it off. But at the same time, you're standing next to people, nobody knows anybody, but all day long you interact, you connect. Here, try my chicken. Here, try this. You know, I mean, everybody's sharing.
Everybody is giving you a piece of chicken or a rib or something to eat.
It brings the best out. I'm proud of what Mardi Gras does. And, you know, I think people don't get to see it, you know, or really get to understand it, which is, you know, is unfortunate.
Now, understand, are you ever tempted when you're parading to enjoy?
You know,
because you're a food person.
I've had this opportunity for years to be a riding lieutenant, where you're on a horse. We're there to help manage the parade, but you're down low and you're right there. And as you're riding next to the float, you're right there just touching. You can touch the people. You can sit there, and when you stop, it's just a matter before the person that's grilling the chicken, you're going, my God, that smells good. So I mean, the entire route, I'm like looking at every barbecue setup, like going, man, that's, you know, next thing you know, if it's a pause, they're telling you what's in the barbecue sauce. Drives me crazy. I want to eat the barbecue chicken. I probably have had some chicken that I won't admit to.
Yeah, you don't have to confirm or deny the rumors.
I probably have tasted chicken. I know I have.
Rex has this tradition. I mean, you inspire and set the bar for social philanthropy.
The Pro Bono Publico Foundation was created after Katrina to focus on helping schools, particularly public schools, in the support of the charter school movement that was arising after Katrina, get back on their feet and get kids back in the classroom. The Pro Bono Publico Foundation is led by Mr. Story Charbonnet, who was Rex 2020 last year. He has been the chairman of the board since its inception of that foundation.
We're with Rex 2020, Story Charbonnet. Story, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Charles. Happy to be here.
There you are, King of Carnival. What a great experience.
It's a tremendous honor for me personally and for my family. I've been involved with Mardi Gras for quite a long time through not only my father, who was previously a captain, but probably as much through my mother, who lived and breathed Mardi Gras. She passed away just prior to Mardi Gras this year.
So you go down St. Charles Avenue and there's Grace House.
Yes, that's the first toast of the day at 2525.
The next toast is Gallier Hall?
As we got down to Gallier Hall, there were a number of dignitaries that were going to be there. And so I was looking forward to the Archbishop. The mayor was going to be there. And then a very special toast for me personally from Mrs. Benson. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for what Mrs. Benson and her late husband Tom have done for this city, have just been incredibly generous to our city in so many different ways, whether it's to Jesuit, whether it's to Auctioner, or whether it's to Pro Bono Publico Foundation, which I am chairman of. Every time I turn around, I see their generosity and their leadership in helping the city to become a better place.
The Pro Bono Publico Foundation, you're really doing a lot. Tell me more about that.
There's never enough money to educate children. As we try to get more money into our charter schools to educate these children, philanthropy has been the answer. We've given about $8.5 million away. Recently, we have achieved a milestone of giving about $1 million per year, and it's our hope that we can continue doing that. Educating and raising children is very hard, and it is very expensive. It really is important to appreciate what our teachers do and to appreciate what these young children that work for Teach for America and graduate from college come down here and we throw them into a classroom and ask them to educate our kids. It's a tremendous responsibility, but it's also a very difficult challenge.
Rex has been working with Zulu at London Gras, and it seems like it's expanding now to other programs.
One of the programs we recently started with Zulu is we come together each year, we each pick a charter school, and we make a financial contribution from the two of us to each of those two charter schools. And in the future, we'll be working with them on some other endeavors, including potentially a scholarship for float building for charter school kids.
There is a school in the West Bank for military that you've been very much involved with?
Colonel Schlafer has spent some time with myself and many of the other foundation members showing us what they have been able to do, and it's extraordinary.
We're here today at the New Orleans Military and Maritime Academy, and I'm with Colonel Schlafer. The academy opened in 2011. It's had a great success story. Colonel, tell me what's going on.
We are a Type 2 public charter school serving students grades 8 through 12 in the New Orleans area. Type 2 means that we fall directly under the purview of the Louisiana Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. And as you just pointed out, we're in our 10th year of operations. The Pro Bono Publico Foundation has been with us, supporting us since the very beginning. We started that first year with just over 100 cadets. We're now over 1,000 cadets strong. So pro bono has really enabled that extraordinary growth through generous contributions received over the years through their grant program. The foundation has supported a number of NOMA's programs. Our cyber engineering program, allowing us to enhance our focus on science, math, computer programming, robotics, and even participate in robotics competitions, which has been a real boost both to the learning environment and to the morale of the cadets. The foundation has been with us as part of our campus expansion project so that we could build and renovate the facilities needed to add an 8th grade. We are now an A-rated school with a 94% graduation rate, and in fact, we are the top performing open enrollment school in New Orleans. So the foundation has helped get us to this point and has really helped NOMA create a pathway to service and personal achievement for both cadets and families. And I think that reflects the foundation's patriotism and genuine commitment to the city of New Orleans. So I genuinely appreciate the opportunity to say thank you to the Pro Bono Publico Foundation. Semper Fi.
Colonel, I want to thank you for being on the show, and thank you for all you bring into New Orleans, not only for the youth, but also the culture that you guys bring and just the other connection to Mardi Gras and everything else. So it's great that you guys are here. Continue success with the 8th grade and all the learning education.
We very much appreciate it, and thank you very much for taking the time to visit us here at NOMA today.
If someone wants to find out any more, is there a website?
Sure, noma.net. They can go out there and find out pretty much everything they need to know. We also have a Facebook site that they can visit.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more of Celebrating Culture. And if you'd like to see the full interviews on Rec's organization, the School of Design, and everything they're doing for the community, visit our YouTube channel and see the expanded interviews. Hi, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Celebrating Culture. We're wrapping it up at Gallier Hall, which is where all the crews toast the mayor of New Orleans. We'd like to extend a toast to you. May the spirit of Mardi Gras be with you throughout the year. Community, happiness, and joy.
Yeah, we're making a Dirty Bird gumbo. It's going to be good, too.
This year we got a Gator football because the theme is the New Orleans Saints, all right? Drew Brees, eat your heart out, man. Look at that arm. Billy, tell me, what is with the crown?
This crown is very special. My wife's family, they were members of Rec's organization for many years. And my wife's grandfather wore this crown when he was Rec's sometime in the 1950s. And brother John Young was the king of Tux, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and he wore this crown when he was the king. So I asked him if I could wear the crown, not all the time, but sometimes. So he's given me permission to wear the Rec's crown.
So the Rec's crown has now been elevated to being in Tux.
It's reached a new high. Or some people might say a new low.
No, no.
Just because Tux is so anti the typical organization.
Right. But I'm sure Rex is very grateful to know that they finally got something into Tux.
There's Rex people cringing in their graves right now, I'm sure.
Billy, thanks.
All right,
and have a great ride.
Thank you so much.
It's so great having you.
Everyone have a good Mardi Gras.
We need to have a toast in honor of the house and to Rex.
To the great traditions.
To the great traditions.
That's one of the nice ones. And this is a bourbon milk punch. I can't remember a time growing up, waking up as a kid, helping set up the house, getting ready Mardi Gras Day for everybody coming over, that we weren't pouring bourbon milk punches. It was our breakfast drink, and people show up, you have a bourbon milk punch. When we opened this restaurant, Bourbon House, our signature drink is a frozen bourbon milk punch, and it's all because of growing up in New Orleans Mardi Gras Day.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras.